Breaking. Jungkook panics after Taehyung is reported sick overseas. Any serious problems? The question immediately filled the timeline as soon as rumors surfaced this morning. Many are wondering what really happened. How could Taehyung, who looked healthy when he left Korea a few days ago, suddenly fall ill? There's a small, suspicious clue, and it all stems from one detail that almost no one is aware of: Jungkook's tense expression backstage the night before. An internal source said that Jungkook received a private message that made his face instantly turn pale. The staffers who saw the moment even admitted that Jungkook had sat in silence for several minutes, as if trying to understand the bad news he had just heard. Did it receive Taehyung's condition report? No one dared to confirm, but the time of the incident was too close to the emergence of this rumor, as if everything was connected. Another clue came from manager HYB's sudden movement to fly to the same location as Taehyung. Why the rush? Is there an emergency? ARMY begins to suspect that something is being hidden, especially after Taehyung hasn't updated his social media since his departure. His silence only increased his concern. However, what was most surprising was Jungkook's reaction. According to someone nearby, Jungkook said in a low voice, "Why didn't he say anything?" That short sentence shook a lot of people. His emotions, his anxieties, even his fears were evident. He continued to monitor his cell phone, as if waiting for further news that did not come. ARMY, who saw it from a distance, also felt that something was wrong. Did I ask this just Taehyung's fatigue? Or is there a more serious condition that makes HYB forced to take quick steps? No one can be sure. Clearly, Jungkook's mood that day was completely uncharacteristic. He looked unfocused, agitated, and took a few deep breaths, as if he was holding something much heavier than the rumors circulating. As the rumors spread, some fans speculated that Taehyung had previously been feeling unwell but still forced himself to go abroad for the sake of a personal agenda. If true, that explains why Jungkook is both angry and panicked, not just because of the news of his illness, but because Taehyung didn't tell anyone. Until now, HYB has not given an official statement. This silence only reinforced the public's anxiety. All attention is focused on two names: Taehyung, whose condition is unknown, and Jungkook, who can't hide the fear of losing someone so important to him. Tensions continued to rise as several witnesses claimed to see two medical staff coming out of the hotel where Taehyung was staying. Although there are no photographs or hard evidence, their descriptions sound too detailed to ignore. They said one of the staff carried a black emergency bag, the kind typically used for a quick checkup when someone experiences a sudden condition. Is that for Taehyung? Or just a coincidence? This speculation made the ARMY even more restless. In Korea, Jungkook reportedly tried to contact someone repeatedly. A crew member whispered that Jungkook checked his phone almost every 30 seconds. He looked frustrated, even said, "Why is there no news? Please answer." Those words were so gentle, but obviously full of deep concern that couldn't be hidden. It was as if there was something that only Jungkook and Taehyung knew, something that was now the source of his anxiety. Jungkook, who is usually always smiling and energetic, now looks more silent, even losing focus when the training session starts. There was a moment when Jungkook suddenly stopped in the middle of the song, clutched his chest, then lowered his head, not because of physical pain, but it was clear that he was holding back emotions that were becoming increasingly difficult to control. The staff immediately approached, but Jungkook only shook his head weakly and said, "I'm just worried." Meanwhile, another rumor circulated that one of the Wooga squad members had contacted someone in Korea the night before. The conversation contained a request not to divulge Taehyung's situation before there was certainty from the doctor. If this is true, it means that Taehyung's condition is indeed more serious than expected. ARMY is even more shocked and scared, as Taehyung's closest names seem to be involved in trying to keep his condition a secret. Public emotion was heightened when an anonymous post mentioned that Taehyung had felt dizzy and lost his balance a few hours after arriving abroad. He reportedly didn't want to make anyone panic, so asked his manager not to tell Jungkook, at least until he felt better. However, things only got worse, and the news finally reached Jungkook's ears in an unexpected way. Jungkook's reaction was not only anxious, but also angry. Angry that Taehyung is hiding his condition. Angry that he wasn't by Taehyung's side when his best friend really needed help. and angry because of the fear of losing someone who's been with him for over a decade. In his silence, it was clear Jungkook was struggling with worries that left him barely able to breathe. Some rumors say that Taehyung fainted briefly due to extreme fatigue and lack of sleep after his busy schedule. But other rumors say there are other problems that have not been revealed before. HYBE remained silent, as if choosing to wait for the right time or figure out the best way to explain a situation that might be far more complex than the public imagine. Jungkook's reaction was one of the main focuses amid the chaos. He reportedly tried to find a quick flight ticket to the country where Taehyung was located, but was constrained by schedules and permits. Jungkook's emotions are strong evidence that their relationship goes much deeper than just being coworkers. There are bonds, worries, and affection that cannot be hidden even though he tries hard to keep his face in front of others. Many said that Jungkook had never looked so worried even under difficult circumstances before. The army continued to send messages of support, prayers, and hope that Taehyung would provide an update soon. Every minute without news feels like waiting for something you don't want to hear. When finally an insider said his condition is being treated, but not stable yet, the rumors immediately swept across social media platforms like a storm. The word, "not yet stable," became the biggest scourge of the night, leaving thousands of fans unable to sleep, constantly staring at their phone screens, hoping for a miracle to happen.